On this episode of the Otaku Experience, the author of Hunter x Hunter takes to Twitter to tease new manga chapters. There's an Attack on Titan art book that apparently has new manga content, and Hayao Miyazaki has already started work on his next movie that he apparently is obsessed with. All of that and much, much more. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Otaku Experience, the anime non-news show where we talk about the current goings-on in the anime and the manga industry with our very uneducated opinions. Once again, I am your host, Israel. How you guys doing? Happy Thursday, everybody. We are officially in the fall 2023 anime season, with things like Free Run starting. I think Arc Night starts tomorrow. Spy Family is back. Everything's back. We are officially now in the season. By this time, on Sunday, basically most of the things that are going to air will have started, and there'll be a few stragglers that start, within the next couple weeks or so, but most of just about everything will have started by the end of this weekend. So we are fully in there, and that means the summer 2023 season is over. I thought it was a good season, a really, really good season. It might even be my favorite season of the year so far, but it looks like fall's probably going to take that spot. And yeah, I've been working on the seasonal review. I've been binging all the shows, and I've been really enjoying a lot of the stuff. And we're going to be talking about the final anime trending ranking, audience ranking for the summer 2023 anime season at the very end of the episode. So with that being said, we're going to hop right into the stories for this week. We have a big one, and it's this, okay? So Hunter x Hunter, which I'll be honest, I haven't really watched. Okay. Let's just rip off the Band-Aid, okay? I'm going to get my anime card revoked. I have not read or watched Hunter x Hunter. I know, I'm sorry, okay? It's just one of those things that there's so many things to watch that this is one of those big franchise things like top 10 anime or manga of all time that has just evaded me. I just haven't seen it. I haven't read it, and so I'm working on it. So, but that being said, the other day, I believe it was on, was it Sunday or was it Monday? It was earlier this week, where the author of Hunter x Hunter, Yoshihiro Togashi, went to Twitter, or X now, but it's Twitter, went to Twitter and was basically like, yeah, let me just post this really quick, and then destroyed the entire platform. It was ridiculous. So if I show you this is the tweet in question. It just says, start over. And it has almost 500,000 likes on it. Wait, I didn't like this? Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. I thought I did. Sorry. I don't like a lot of posts on Twitter. Not that I don't enjoy the posts, but I rarely click the buttons. I just scroll and then leave after 10 minutes. That's my Twitter binge. But yeah, so here's the tweet in question, and it looks like he's, with the ruler and the way the paper is, he's obviously teasing new manga chapters. And for those of you guys who don't know, it's been a while since Hunter x Hunter had anything manga related come out. So here's this article from Anime Corner. I'll let them kind of do the catching up and talking about it because I'll be honest, this is one of my blind spots in the anime manga industry community area. I don't know anything about Hunter x Hunter, so I'm going to let them kind of do the work. And I really probably won't be able to add much of my own excitement or anything other than just being oh yeah, this is cool. I'm excited to read it, but that's really it. So anyways, here's the article from Anime Corner. Hunter x Hunter manga author tweets after 7 months. Starts over. Yoshihiro Togashi, the author of Hunter x Hunter, tweeted for the first time in 7 months and shared a photo of his drawing setup. The tweet is captioned "Start Over," implying that Togashi has started working on the Hunter x Hunter manga again after the tweet the author began trending in Japan. The tweet also appears to be a reference to the J-pop group Sakurazaki 46's song Start Over, which was recently used in the Shonen Jump collaboration. Togashi is known to be a long-term fan of the idol group. Start Over is a song from their most recent album, also titled Start Over. The last chapter of the series was chapter 400, titled Secrecy, which was released back in December 2022. It was also announced that Hunter x Hunter manga will no longer be published in the Weekly Shonen Jump. Togashi has been struggling with health issues for years, which led to multiple hiatuses during the manga serialization. The new publication details have not been revealed yet. Hunter x Hunter began serialization in 1998 on Shueisha Weekly Shonen Jump. It has been on hiatus since November 2018. Togashi has been struggling with health issues related to back pain in recent years. He even drew diagrams to explain how to properly pick up things when you drop them to avoid injury. So that's kind of everything that's going on here. And it's really sad because obviously we hear about this a lot with, the very, for lack of a better term, unhealthy lifestyles that these manga artists and authors go through, where they're literally killing themselves, whether that's in this case, he's getting, and I don't know necessarily if this was directly to, back pain, but I assume, if you're drawing and you're doing stuff like that, you're hunched over for like the entire workday. That's eventually going to take a toll on you. We've seen it with other authors who've had suicidal thoughts or, have been, have had other types of pain or health issues as they get older. People have been basically starving themselves because they don't eat because they're so busy working. It's a really, really scary place to be in for these authors. And so, we're obviously not mad or anything, being oh, finally, gosh, it's been so long. Finally, a new chapter. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about dude, yeah. Now, something that's interesting here is they say the last chapter was released back in 2022, but the hiatus was November 2018. So I assume that since then, since November 2018, it had started taking those regular hiatuses rather than ever since November 2018, nothing. Because obviously, if that were true, the December 22nd, 2022 thing would not be here. So this is very exciting, especially if you're a Hunter x Hunter fan. This is very, very exciting. Sadly, I'm not a fan, but I'm not a fan. You know what I mean? I just haven't watched it. I haven't read it. It's one of the biggest things that there is. So probably when this starts and people start talking about it all over my timeline, I'll probably be I'll have to watch it just because it's everywhere, literally everywhere. I won't be able to avoid it. And that'll probably be that. I'll probably just be forced into submission by the, by the bigger anime community, forcing me to watch or read Hunter x Hunter. Now they also, for those of you guys who haven't read or watched Hunter x Hunter like me, they have a little bit of a synopsis for us mere mortals here, right here. And it says, Manga Plus offers the manga in English for free. Gon might be a country boy, but he has high aspirations. Despite his Aunt Mito's protests, Gon decides to follow in his father's footsteps and become a legendary hunter. The hunter hopefuls begin their journey by storm-tossed ship, where Gon meets Leorio and Kurapika, the only other applicants who aren't devastated by bouts of seasickness. Having survived the terrors of the high seas, Gon and his companions now have to prove their worth in a variety of tests in order to find the elusive exam hall. And once they get there, will they ever leave alive? So that's, I guess, a little bit of a synopsis there. And yeah, this is very exciting. I assume if you're a Hunter fan, it's, obviously I've known about the hiatuses and that there hasn't been anything. I knew that, what was going on with Togashi, the author, that there wasn't super great things happening there. It wasn't like a good thing that caused the hiatus, but more kind of him having the pain having forced his hand to take a break. So obviously that's very sad, but I'm trusting that he knows when he's going to be, good enough to come back. And if this is that time, then that's good. They also mentioned here, that it's not going to be weekly. It's going to be probably in that monthly magazine that we talked about with Black Clover a couple weeks ago, where they moved Black Clover from the weekly magazine to the monthly magazine. In order to slow down the rollout of the manga. So maybe that's the case, or maybe it's just gonna, pop in wherever it pops in, and it'll just be kind of on this irregular pattern. But either way, Togashi, we hope that you, take breaks, take care of yourself. Don't feel at all pressured to do this for everyone else. I think everybody understands, and based on the reception I've seen to this, starts over tweet or just the response to Hunter x Hunter in general, it seems like everybody loves you, and we all want what's best for you. And if that means, taking another 2-year break here in a bit, that's fine too. I look forward to, eventually watching / reading this, even though I haven't done that before. But anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on the Hunter x Hunter, maybe I'm hungry. Maybe that's the problem. Anyways, Hunter x Hunter manga author Yoshihiro Togashi tweeting on Twitter after 7 months and saying, starts over, basically insinuating that the manga is coming back. Are you excited for this? Have you read Hunter x Hunter? Are you going to read Hunter x Hunter? What are your thoughts on this? Yeah. All right, so obviously the Attack on Titan manga has ended. It's concluded. I think it ended, last year, maybe even the year before that. Everything's blurring together for me. But as we know that the final chapter of the final season, part. It's sad because it's true. But the final chapter to the final part of the final season is coming out here, I think, like next month. And so then the anime itself will be over, joining the manga, and basically solidifying itself as one of the greatest anime and manga of all time. Now, something that was previously teased was this Attack on Titan art book, also known as Attack on Titan Fly, that was teased by, I believe, an editor, the editor for the book. And this is going to include different illustrations, and what's going to be the big thing for us to talk about today, it's going to be including new manga content, 18 pages to be precise. So here's the article from Anime Corner where they're going to talk about it here. Attack on Titan Fly art book announced with 18 pages of new manga content. The previously teased Attack on Titan Fly, Shingeki no Kyojin Fly project is a 200 plus page art book that will feature 18 pages of new manga content, compiled into a new 35th volume, as well as newly drawn art for the final chapter. Hajime Isayama illustrations will be available in full color. The first and last art book of the Attack on Titan series is scheduled for April 30th, 2024 release and is made to order. So, and they kind of talk about the pre-orders and the price, and then, what Isayama is, and we'll even get down here into a bit where he talks about where Isayama says some stuff down here, but we'll talk about that in a second. What I want to talk about mainly is the fact that it's going to get 18 pages of new manga content being compiled into a new 35th volume. Now, the question then is this going to be a continuation? Is this going to be some final stuff? We know that we've heard, maybe I'm misremembering, but I believe we've heard Isayama express interest in maybe continuing it later on, but that seems to be more on the unlikely side. But that possibility is there. Is this going to be sort of exploring what that might look like? Is this going to show maybe some of the stuff that immediately happened after the final chapter? If you haven't read the final chapter, no spoilers here. I've read the final chapter, so I know how the story ends, but no spoilers here, so I'll be very, very vague about it. Is this going to be a continuation of that, almost like an extra epilogue, or is this going to be maybe something like we saw with Haremia Peace, that anime that just aired in summer, where it would be different, of course, because this is a manga and that was an anime, but basically what I'm trying to say is it going to be more of like an anthology thing, just random moments that weren't originally there, weren't, maybe it was in the anime and they wanted to put it into the manga, or, maybe it's just all new content that doesn't necessarily have to do with the ending. What is that going to be? Also, they mentioned that there will be newly drawn art for the final chapter. So the final chapter's already been out, but it looks like he maybe redrew some images or added even more images to the thing, which will be very interesting. And they also said that all of this is going to be in color. So that's very exciting. Now, the quote down here, which I assume, this is, going to be either the front or the back of the book, when you open it, and it's like either the first page or the last page, you get like kind of a thing from the author. And it says this: "My name is Hajime Isayama. It has been about 2.5 years since I finished the serialization of Attack on Titan. I've decided to release a color art book. I'm very honored. I am happy to have the compilation of my past work in a book. I would like to say proudly, I'm very happy to have compiled all of my work into a book, but in fact, I have only done line drawings for the color illustrations, and I asked a certain person to do the coloring work for me. I'm proud to say that I am known for not excelling at drawing, so there is no way I could do such a great coloring job. I believe that this work would not have been possible without the presence of the specialist who has been in charge of the coloring of Attack on Titan since the beginning of the serialization and has supported the serialization. I would be happy if the color art book to be released this time focuses on those who have continued to support the series behind the scenes. Now I am writing a new manga for this book. It will be included in a special edition Attack on Titan Volume 35 as a bonus manga. I hope you will look forward to it. So that's really all he has to say here. I'm going to reread that part again where he mentions the stuff coming out later. Now I am writing a new manga for this book. It will be included in the special edition of Attack on Titan Volume 35 as a bonus manga. I hope you will look forward to it. So the question is this going to be an 18-page OVA, like its own story that's, whether it takes place during it, whether maybe it takes place before, maybe it takes place after, or is it going to be, different stories throughout, different moments? What could this possibly be? We don't really know. We probably won't know until this officially comes out in the release date of April 30th, 2024. And they also mentioned that this is going to be the first and the last art book that they do. So this is it. This is probably the big send-off for Attack on Titan. Of course, we have the anime. Looks like this might be finally it, unless he ever does come back to do a sequel to Attack on Titan, which knowing where the final chapter goes would be very interesting to see how that would play out. Because, the ending of Attack on Titan kind of panned out the way I thought it would. And so it would be interesting to see if he would take that, because I didn't think any further than where the manga would end, because I was like, okay, so as far as I'm thinking, that's where the story ends, so he probably won't go any further than this. And I was like 75% right on where he was going. And so I haven't thought past that. So what could he possibly do past that? If you've read the manga, you know what I'm asking. If you haven't, not going to say anything until once like the final episode, chapter, part, final season comes out, on November, then we'll start being able to talk about spoilers. But for now, I'll still keep it a bit vague. But this is very, very interesting, and I want to hear what you guys think about this. Are you going to buy this book? Are you excited for this book? Pre-orders are going on sale currently, and they will be until November 20th, and the cost is about $150 US. And it will be bundled with Mikasa's scarf and Aaron's key, and everything else like the new manga content, the colored pictures and new images for the final chapter and things like that. So my question is, guys, are you going to buy this? Are you excited? Have you read the final chapter of Attack on Titan? And if you have, do you have any thoughts on what this could be? Just in general, guys, whether you have read it, whether you haven't read it, whether you watched the anime or not, what are your thoughts on this? So someone which we've been talking about a lot the past few months is Hayao Miyazaki, because his film, which we thought was going to be his final film, The Boy and the Heron, is currently in its release in Japan, as well as it's now making the film festival circuit and will be coming to international theaters later this year. So we thought for the longest time that The Boy and the Heron would be his final thing. It was his big hurrah, his big thing. He's getting up there in age, and he's been saying that, for years he's been trying to retire. And so we thought that this might actually be that. Turns out it wasn't, because I think we mentioned this either last episode or the episode before that, or maybe even the episode before that. But very recently, we did hear that he was saying that he wasn't actually going to retire, and that he was excited to see what he could do next. And I talked about how when you're an artist, it's very hard to ignore that itch that you get. Like when you're an artist and you want to tell a story, or you want to, if you're like an actual artist, whether a certain painting is calling to you, or, whatever the case may be, whatever your field is, if you're a music writer, whatever, you get caught up in something. And in my case, as a storyteller, director, writer thing, I can kind of relate to Hayao Miyazaki in this. You literally cannot think about anything else other than this. And so it just kind of eats at you until you're able to make it. And then once you make it, you think you're like, okay, I'm done. I've escaped. That's it. But then whether it's immediately or maybe in a year or maybe in a few months, whatever, you start to get that itch again for a new project. And I was saying that Hayao Miyazaki probably just could not ignore that itch that came after he finished The Boy and the Heron. And that is probably why he's back now. So we've known that he's not going to be retiring for a few weeks now, and it turns out he's already working and is apparently obsessed with his new movie, according to a Studio Ghibli. I believe the producer said this. So here's the article from CBR, where it says, Hayao Miyazaki, out of retirement, already obsessed with his new Studio Ghibli movie. The director of anime classics such as Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro is back with yet another new film in production. Hayao Miyazaki, renowned director from Japanese animation company Studio Ghibli, is back after previously announcing his retirement from filmmaking. The famed animator and director known for My Neighbor Totoro and various other iconic Japanese animated films recently announced his retirement following the release of his final film, The Boy and the Heron. Now, according to Studio Ghibli president Toshio Suzuki, Miyazaki is not only back in action but also more dynamic than ever, stating that the director is reportedly obsessed with his new project. He's thinking about this next project every day, and I can't stop him. In fact, I've given up, Suzuki said in an interview with Liberation. I no longer try to dissuade him, even if he were to make a failed film in life. It's only the work that delights him. As a founding member of Studio Ghibli, Miyazaki has remained active as the studio's most famous director since 1985, serving as the creative mind behind iconic films like Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away, which won an Oscar for Best Animated Picture in 2003. Now 82 years old, Miyazaki has continued to produce films for the studio, with his most recent completed effort, The Boy and the Heron, proposed as his creative swan song for his retirement. However, Miyazaki is now back in the director's chair yet again for another film, which he is reportedly so obsessed with that, according to Suzuki, producers have claimed that he's forgotten what his previous film was even about. Neither Studio Ghibli nor Miyazaki himself has revealed any information on what the new project is about or when it may come to fruition, but the studio has promised fans at least one more Miyazaki film to look forward to. Meanwhile, The Boy and the Heron continues to garner exclusively warm reviews ahead of its release, with many critics citing it as one of Miyazaki's best works to date, further cementing his legacy in the industry. The director's son, Goro Miyazaki, has also made a name for himself at the studio, with works like Tales from Earthsea garnering similar praise, and his most recent film, Erwin the Witch, serving as the studio's first ever CG animated film. The Boy and the Heron releases in cinemas worldwide on December 8th. Okay, there's a lot there. So I want to start with the fact that Suzuki tried to dissuade Miyazaki from doing this, because obviously, you're getting up there in age. How old is Miyazaki? What is he, like 84? Miyazaki age, I think he's 82. Okay, he's 82 years old, and Toshio Suzuki is 75. And so, as some of the co-founders of Ghibli, they're obviously like, bro, we obviously don't have that much time left. Like, just enjoy your retirement, man. You did The Boy and the Heron. This was your swan song. It's getting great reviews, getting great acclaim. Just take a bow and go. And Miyazaki's like, no, I'm not done yet. So, rereading this, he says, he's thinking about his next project every day, and I can't stop him. In fact, I've given up. I no longer try to dissuade him, even if he were to make a failed film. In life, it's only the work that delights him. So it seems to me, that it's the only work that delights him. It seems to me that he's saying, yeah, like Miyazaki, the most enjoyment he gets isn't the finished product of the film or even the inception phase or whatever. It's the making of the movie itself. That's his favorite part. That's the part that he enjoys the most. Which is really, really interesting to hear, because I know some directors just like to have like they, of course, they enjoy the process, but their favorite part is having that final project, having that final thing that it's there, it exists. It seems like Miyazaki, his favorite part is actually making the film itself. And yeah, this is really interesting. And they also said, however, Miyazaki is now back in the director's chair for yet another film, which he is reportedly so obsessed with that, according to Suzuki, producers have claimed he's forgotten what his previous film was even about. Neither Studio Ghibli nor Miyazaki himself has revealed any information on what the new project is about or when it may come to fruition, but the studio has promised fans at least one more Miyazaki film to look forward to. I'm going to say, okay, I guess I'll just give my prediction. I probably should save this for the end, but to heck with that. My prediction is that this film is probably going to come out in about 3 to 4 years. They don't really know when it's going to come out. They're still kind of, I assume this is still in like the pre-production phase. I don't think he's like finished writing it or anything like that. He's probably still like planning stuff out. He knows what type of story he wants to tell, and he's just like kind of putting everything together as a foundation to then start actual like pre-production. But what's funny here is that it says he's forgotten what his previous film was even about. Like, bro, he ain't even thinking about The Boy and the Heron anymore. He finished it and he's like, new project. I'm done with that. It's like, bro, it hasn't even finished its release. And he's already like, nah, I'm looking forward. This is hilarious to me. Miyazaki is a true auteur. And this is great. This is very exciting. This, this just shows that, maybe, Miyazaki hasn't even turned in his best film yet. That crazy thought had just entered my brain. I still think his best film is Howl's Moving Castle. But what if, so let's say The Boy and the Heron surpasses that for me. What if that's still what if he's still like, this is not even my best work? What if he's like, I could still do better? Dude, because to me, I know that it says he enjoys the work, but what if another reason he's not going into retirement is that he thinks his best film is yet to come? Maybe I'm just being a super ecstatic and eager fan, but that possibility is so exciting to me. But anyways, guys, Miyazaki, we already knew that he's no longer going to be going into his retirement. He's making another film. But how do you guys feel about the fact that he's already obsessed with this movie? He's already totally forgotten about The Boy and the Heron, and he's fully involved in this next project. We don't know when it's going to come out, but how do you feel about this? What are your thoughts? All right, so speaking of Ghibli and Miyazaki, we have the current Ghibli film that is out, The Boy and the Heron. And apparently, there are some international trailers for The Boy and the Heron that have revealed new footage. So I want to see what these are all about. I haven't seen them. I've skimmed through them a bit just to see where the new footage is, but I haven't actually, watched these for myself, as well as the fact that they're in a different language. The subtitles are all different. You can't really read them. So I'm just looking at the footage itself. So we have this. This is the French trailer for The Boy and the Heron. And we have this. So we saw this before, where he's running through trying to get somewhere. We talked about that animation before. But it looks like this is his mom, because it looks like she's flying away. Is this her spirit? Is this a vision, or is this actually happening? That's really interesting to see. Then we have some more stuff here. We actually have some sequences that we're seeing now. Very cool. Fish. Ew. Look at the frogs. A lot of the heron. A lot of this. This looks very Ghibli. Very Ghibli. I love it though. It's great. Got a freaking boat. What is going on? I haven't read this book. I don't know what the heck is going on, but it looks so cool. Oh my gosh. This looks like his most ambitious film yet. I don't even know what to expect from this. So that's the French trailer. Really, really cool. Then we have the South Korean trailer of The Boy and the Heron. So immediately, this one's only about 30 seconds. So immediately we have some stuff that you notice. Like this shot here. It seems like a lot of this landscape, we got this shot already. We got that shot. Looks like they're recycling a bit of the footage. Okay, here's a new shot. That's pretty cool. Ooh, what was that? I don't even know. Whoa, are these birds? Are they... do they have opposable thumbs? This is great. This is awesome. Warrior birds, I love it. Oh my gosh. Looks like there's going to be a lot of animals. It seems almost like Spirited Away. It feels like, to me, I'm getting the vibe of Spirited Away, where it seems like he might get taken into this new world, after the death of his parents, after that traumatic event. And then he's kind of just going on this grand adventure in this mythical world. To me, that sounds very fun, very exciting, and it seems like that might be what it is. And I've tried as much, other than the trailers and stuff, to stay away from the source material or anything like that, because I want to go into this movie as blind as possible. But I also know that that's impossible, considering I do stuff like the Otaku Experience and other things like that, where I share these stories with you guys. So it's kind of impossible for me to go in fully blind, but I like to go in as blind as possible. And so I'm kind of just constructing my own theories about what could possibly be happening here. But anyways, guys, You guys saw that new footage from the Boy and the Heron International trailers. What are you thinking going into this? Are you getting excited? Because I'm stoked. What are your thoughts on this? Something that I mentioned a few months ago was the fact that we are now, like in Hollywood with the streaming wars, we are now in the manga wars, where we have a bunch of different companies and even the studios getting involved, creating their own manga platforms, competing for that arena because it's getting very, very popular as anime and manga grows in popularity. So we have another one here from Manga Plus. Manga Plus, we mentioned that before. They are creating a subscription service, a new subscription service, and that comes to us from Anime News Network. Shueisha's Manga Plus website and app announced on Wednesday that it has launched a new subscription service called Manga Plus Max. Oh yeah, just Manga Plus Max, bro. Anyways, with two plans, Shueisha streamed a trailer. We're not watching the trailer. A standard plan includes 80 currently serialized works totaling over 6,000 chapters. It costs $1.99 per month in the US. Canada, France, Germany, Thailand, and other regions is priced at 99 cents. In Indonesia, the Philippines, India, and other areas. The deluxe plan features 190 titles, including completed series, for a total of over 16,000 chapters. The plan costs $5 per month in the US, Canada, and other regions, and is priced at $3.99 in regions such as Indonesia, the Philippines, and India. There are no ads in either plan. There's a limited time free trial for the first month of the standard plan. Shueisha launched the Manga Plus service worldwide in January 2019. The service is Shueisha's first foray into the direct service globally. Manga Plus has 6 million monthly active users. The Shonen Jump Plus editorial department manages overseas distribution through Manga Plus in-house. Okay, so first things first. This market is getting very, very saturated because of how many different manga services you're starting to see, whether they're free, whether they cost money. There's just a lot, especially if you go outside of the US, there's even more. There's just a lot here. And so it's going to start sucking because yes, while they're all super cheap, the most expensive this gets is $5. While they're cheap, they start to add up, and if there's different manga services where the distributing rights are different with the authors or the studios or whoever has the rights to the different manga, you might have a really big manga on this service. You can't see my hand. A really big manga on this service, a really big manga on this service, a really big manga on this service, and there's no overlap between them. And then suddenly you're having to pay $15 to read all of those manga that you like. And so I wish that while it's cool for more opportunity to read stuff, I don't like how oversaturated it's becoming, because I can see the inevitable outcome of where this goes, where then, even the services will start upping their prices over time. This is very, very cool, but at the same time, very scary. That being said, I'm probably not going to get Manga Plus unless something really cool that I see comes into it. They don't have a list of any of their big stuff that's special to them, so I wish that they would have that so that way they could sell me on it. Other than One Piece and My Hero and Oshinoko and Chainsaw Man, I can get a lot of those on Shonen Jump, so I don't really feel the need to get this. If they start having more exclusive stuff, that implores you to get it more, but at the same time, that's also scary, because then suddenly you have all of these different different manga services coming, trying to compete with each other, and then ultimately the one who loses is the consumer, because we have to spend more in order to consume all of the manga. But that being said, guys, are you going to check out Manga Plus? Me personally, I'm probably not, unless they get some really big thing that's exclusive to that service. I'm probably not going to do it. I just don't really see a point. I'm sure they have some stuff that's exclusive to them, but unless it's something that's super in demand or something that I'm super into, I'm probably not going to get it. But that being said, guys, what do you guys think about this? With all the news out of the way, it's time to have some fun. That's right, it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, the Goofy Woofy anime community. All right, so we have something that's cool. So voice actress, I believe she's a voice actress for Anya, Atsumi Tanizaki. She actually got married to Yu Miyazaki. So that's pretty cool. Congratulations, y'all, too. Voice actors Atsumi Tanizaki and Yu Miyazaki made their marriage public on their first official X, formerly Twitter accounts, posting a scanned handwritten message to everyone. Tanizaki included a picture of her cat saying that her cat has become happier. She added that she has a lot of things going for her currently, but she reassures everyone that she will do her best. Meanwhile, Yu Miyazaki included his message that his wife taught him various things and made him realize he still has a lot of work to do, which is why he included in his statement that he would work harder both now as a husband and as an actor. Both voice actors concluded their messages by thanking everyone for their support. Atsumi is known for Anya, Ryo Futaba from Rascals Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. She's Frieren in Frieren. Or what did I just say? She's Frieren in Frieren. Did my TV turn off? Bro, stop it. Anyways. And then Yu Miyazaki is known as Shachiro Hirigumi from Haikyuu, Zen from Gundam Build Drivers, and Kyo from 100 Sleeping Princess, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, both very, very involved in the anime industry. Very, very exciting. And then to celebrate this, the Spy Family author actually drew an image of Anya celebrating the marriage. Isn't that so wholesome? Isn't this so cute? That's cute. That's not goofy. This is a wholesome moment. The wholesome anime community. We don't get a bunch of those, but it happens. Then we have this. So Hatsune Miku, obviously, you know, the AI anime woman who's a big popular singer. They're going to get mad at me for saying that. But anyways, it's true. Did a music video, and Pikachu is actually in the music video. If I can find the music video. You know, you go to these websites and you're like, yeah, let me go to the article. They should have the thing here. And then it's not there. And it's like, why am I freaking watching this? Like, look at this. Look at this article. It's just blank. This is where the video should be. This is ridiculous. This is goofy. This moment right now is goofy. Okay, here we go. Here's the thingamabob. Let's see what's going on. Oh, wow. That's so cute. That's so wholesome. That's so wholesome. It's so cute I could cry. Oh, my gosh. All right, there you go. There's your Hatsune Miku news. Are you happy? Anyways, moving on to the last goofy woofy thing today. Crunchyroll, we talked about how they're going to make Blue Lock real. This wasn't quite exactly that, but it was our first taste of something like it. Crunchyroll sponsors Times Square soccer tournament in partnership with Borussia Dortmund and Street Soccer USA. Crunchyroll announced that it will be supporting the second annual Street Soccer Times Square Cup presented by... Wait, this happened before? In Father Duffy Square in New York City. The event is being run in partnership with German Bundesliga Soccer Club, Borussia Dortmund, and national nonprofit organization Street Soccer USA. The tournament will be taking place on October 7th. Yada, yada, yada. The country will be present to cheer on All right, what happened? Anyways, yeah, no, I don't care. This is just our first taste. They're trying to get us prepared for Blue Lock in real life, where instead of like you not making a team, they're gonna force everyone to do it. It'll be like the Hunger Games, where if you lose a game, you die. It's part of their plan to take over the world. It's very sinister. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think the Goofy Woofy anime community moment of the week is? This time, I'm going to say it's this, I think it's the soccer game. This soccer game's pretty goofy. That's all I'll say. But anyways, guys, with that being said, guys, I mentioned earlier, we have finished the summer 2023 anime season. And with that, we have the final summer 2023 anime trending audience rankings. So let's load those up here for a second. Hold up. There we go. So this is going to be the last time. Obviously, with Anime Trending, they do sort of like awards as well, so we'll be able to talk about those in like the next week or so. But for now, they have this. All right, so getting into the audience ranking, starting off, we have My Happy Marriage at number 1, which went up 2 spots. We have Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2, which went down 1 spot to number 2. Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead is a re-entry into the top 10 at number 3. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 drops down 2 spots to number 4. The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses went down 1 spot to number 5. Harimi of the Missing Pieces has spent 2 weeks at number 6. Dark Gathering went up 1 spot to number 7. Bungo Stray Dogs Season 5 went up 2 spots to number 8. Rent a Girlfriend Season 3 went down 4 spots to number 9. And Undead Murder Farce is a re-entry into the top 10. And obviously, as they say at the bottom, this is the final issue of this chart for the season. And like I said before, this is going to be the last ranking of the season. But they still have the, this is the last weekly ranking of the season, I mean. They're still going to have the final season ranking where they have their audience at Anime Trending compile what they think are the top 4 best shows of the season, and what the best girls are, the best boys, and things like that. And then the top 4 ranked shows immediately get nominated for the Anime Trending Anime Awards category, the Anime Trending Anime Awards, and so that'll be interesting. And so we'll see that probably in the next week or so, where we'll be able to talk about that. It is now time to respond to your comments or questions from the last episode. If you would like to have me respond to your comment or question in the next episode, just hop on down to the comments and leave a thought on whatever. It could be a question, it could be a theory, whatever the case may be, and I'll respond to that in the next episode. So here from last episode on Sunday, where we talked about the Mappa story, most of these comments are basically all about that. So we have Tin Trin, H1577, I hope I pronounced that right, says, great video, that Mappa story is aggravating. It is very aggravating, but sadly it's not specific to Mappa, and it's more just like an anime-wide thing, but specifically in this case, yeah, it's very aggravating with Mappa in particular. At least in this story, but in general, it's just aggravating as a whole, and I hope that things turn around for those workers, so that way they can have a better work-life balance and everything like that, and not be killing themselves at their desk. Then we have J64866. To see how gross Mappa schedules can be, go watch Attack on Titan, the final season, part 1 again. Rumor is that 16 episodes season only got 6 to 8 months of polish. What a joke. I saw something about that where we saw what happened with the actual anime, and then they just polished it all up for the Blu-ray release. So if you get the Blu-ray for Attack on Titan, the final season, you can look this up, by the way. You get much more polished animation. It looks a lot cleaner. The characters look better in motion and in action sequences. It's just overall much, much better. And then we have, at the last one here, Omine1, Mappa silences animators. Good. Okay. They can always go to work to... I don't know what that says, but I'm not going to read it just in case that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a good thing that Mappa's silencing the animators. But like I said, there were going to be people in here who really got upset and about what I said about Mappa, and we're going to be like, Mappa all day, the animators can shut up because I want my Chainsaw Man. And so that's probably one of those people. Hope you have a good day, bro. And yeah. But guys, that'll do it for this Thursday episode of the Otaku Experience. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And hey, if you want to keep up with me outside of this show, you can always subscribe to me on YouTube, my main channel, Kingtanic, where I also make anime content, but in a less serious and professional way. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kingtanic. You can follow me on Twitter at Kingtanic Israel. And if you're new to the Burnett Network, consider sticking around. We have some great shows. My TV just turned off again! We have some great shows for you to watch every day, including but not limited to Robservations, Ladies of the PGS, Midnight Musings, K-Pasa PGS, Architects of Imagination, Let's Get Physical Media, and of course, the Otaku Experience. And with all that being said, guys, this episode comes to a close. I will see you all on Sunday.